So 3 weeks ago, I lost my job along with 530 plus people in my company. And I know that it's not an easy decision for the management because it's beyond our control. I am jobless. We are still in lockdown. It's not a good combination. Actually, a week before our biggest layoff, our CEO has already sent a message saying that, hey, there's going to be a business change and it could be layoff. And right then and there, I've already prepared myself that I'm going to be part of it. So here are 3 things I'm currently doing. First, I wrote down my thoughts. Immediately after I was laid off from work, I've written down my thoughts on LinkedIn. It's basically just me saying goodbye to the company and to my colleagues and how grateful I was for the whole experience. My journey in Careem ends today. This is my first role since I've moved to Dubai, UAE. I am leaving with a heart filled with gratitude. My career in Careem allowed me to purchase my own house in the Philippines. It also helped me to start my MBA degree and expand my skill set beyond my comfort zone. I'll surely miss my amazing teammates and this highly energetic and positive company that I fell in love with. I wish you all the best, Careem and Mudasir Shika. We'll survive this. My post garnered an amazing number of responses and support from professionals all over the world, and others even contacted me for an opportunity in their companies. A Dubai-based radio presenter called Richard Dean even noticed my post and asked me if I wanted to be interviewed on the radio.
She was fairly junior at Careem. She was on the administrative side, a financial analyst. She's ex Deutsche Bank in the Philippines and is now doing her MBA, finance and economics background. And this is her saying why she was not happy to leave, but understood why she was leaving.
I'm both sad, but mostly I'm more thankful. Letting us go is the better option for the business to thrive and survive.
Clearly still drinking the Careem Kool-Aid despite having left. And it's because Polly, she enjoyed the experience, but of what personally it allowed her to achieve, such as buying a house.
For a Filipino like me, it's very rare that I will land in a role that pays well. So after a year, I purchased my house in the Philippines. I was really inspired to take on my MBA degree. So Careem also gave me the financial head start to achieve that second dream.
And she's nearly finished. All she's got is a thesis left to do. So she said, actually, the timing couldn't be better because she's got time now to finish it. Finally, I said, so what's next for you personally? And this is it.
After this crisis, there are lots of startups that will arise to solve new problems. It's actually a blessing in disguise for most of us because now ex-Careemers will have a chance to enter new startups and share the Careem mindset and energy. So even if our time in Careem is done, our time in creating more startups to solve more problems, it's not done at all.
And I think that LinkedIn is one of the most underrated social media sites that will really help you grow your connections and build your network as a young professional. So it's just but the perfect platform for me to write all my thoughts. Second, tighten up my budget. And now, since I don't have a job, I don't have the monthly income that I'm expecting. So it's very important for me right now to tighten up my budget and always just focus on the necessary things. I'm currently doing my Master's of Business Administration in one of the schools here in the UAE, which is Geneva Business School in partnership with Lincoln University of Business and Management. And they were very, very understanding about the situation and gave me time to pay for my dues. But I'm really grateful for them because number one, they still allowed me to take on my exams. And number two, they still offered me to have a place in the next subjects. Thank you. And last year, I purchased my own investment in the Philippines, which is a house and lot, and I proactively emailed and contacted the finance department of the developer. And luckily, they were really also understanding about the situation and also gave me time to pay for my dues. And for all others who have lost their jobs and has several commitments in the bank, like loans or credit cards. They're already offering deferments, and maybe you can also check on that so you can stop or pause your payments for the next 1 month or 3 months or so, depending on the agreement with the bank. And I think that will really help you tighten up your budget and just focus on your priorities.
Third, I upskill and connect with people.
And I'm really maximizing my LinkedIn presence. So several connections have already talked to me and advised me on things that I need to do, and few of them mentioned, one, I should upskill, take on several online courses that will really help and supplement whatever I have now into my connections, which grew from 1,000 plus to 4,000 in just 3 days or so. So I always ask them, hey, can you review my CV, check what's missing? And I also ask for their advices on how I can improve my personal branding, which words will I use so recruiters would easily spot me. And it's just but the perfect timing to just extend my network, talk to lots of professionals, get their insights, and take on notes and advices and see what works best for me moving forward. And also here in Dubai, when you are laid off, the UAE government is actually mandating all companies to still provide visa and insurance until the end of 2020. I also wanted people to understand that in our company, it wasn't an easy decision for the management. It was actually their last resort to lay off people. So most of our management have actually donated part of their salaries to support our drivers who didn't have income for the past 3 months or so. So this fund is called Captain Fund, to support their families for emergencies, necessities, and insurance. So if you were in Dubai or wherever in the world where Careem operates, click on your Careem app and donate for our drivers as well so you can help. I think that it's not going to be easy for my colleagues who are staying in Careem because, one, their morale is already low and most of them are probably uninspired by now. And it can be hard for them because who knows, their benefits or even their salaries may get cut too. I've also talked to a friend of mine who's working in the construction industry. So his company just has 11 employees and 8 of them were laid off. But luckily, he's still part of the 3 employees who are staying. So of course, their anxiety is so high. Some of them has already been offered unpaid leave, even if the workload is high or more than usual, because they have to shoulder the work of the 8 people who were laid off. Piyush is actually a project engineer, but he does a lot more than that. He multitasks, he adds value to the company. Actually, his manager gets insights from him on really big decisions. So now he has plan B. He's studying and upskilling himself in terms of data and analytics and studying different platforms like Power BI and Tableau. Even though he's in the construction industry, he wanted to be industry agnostic. He also has an application in a university in New Zealand, and he will take on masters in artificial intelligence. It's a very smart move for him because he's also young and he wanted to make sure that there's going to be something for him after this pandemic, and we don't know if these companies that we're working for will still survive in the next 3 months. So let's just be more empathetic and understanding that this is not our fault, and the best thing that we can do right now is plan and just survive. So if you have more tips and suggestions apart from the 3 that I have already mentioned, so we can help other people who are also experiencing this situation, comment down below and let's help each other out.